Welcome everybody, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with another live stream right here from the holidays from the beach in Brazil. Welcome everyone to the live stream that was not even planned, but we have such a hot, spicy topic here that we need to discuss, so that I decided to make another live stream directly today and sacrifice some of my holiday time to do that. Our topic today will be, how is it possible that someone is getting a low mint NFT on Vivi every time they press the mint button? How is it possible that someone is just getting super low mints and special mints all the time? We are going to look at conclusive data here, and we are also going to look at some possible theories why this might be happening. So if you are here the first time, or if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, then please smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also let me in the chat what you think about what is going on with these super special mints and this specific user that we are going to look at. But first of all, let me get here into the chat and welcome some people. Welcome Arcade Collectors Europe, sir. Yes, sir. What is going on? And also Caro. So I see a lot of German Vivi fam is around. So good evening and guten Abend to you guys that are tuning in from Germany, Europe. I think it's about 9 o'clock there. And just one more thing. If I get rug pulled by the internet, don't walk away. Usually I can get it fixed within 2 minutes. Also, some housekeeping stuff before. Everything that we are talking about here is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before you ape full degen into the Vivi collectibles, the Ecomi token, or any other investment opportunity that we're talking about here. Also, you know the drill. If you enjoy all of this, smash up the like button. YouTube doesn't like the crypto videos as much as during the bull run, so we need some extra support here. Justin says he bought them. That's actually not the case. We can prove on Immutascan what is a mint, what is a purchase. It's a scam that is something that remains to be discussed. Vincent Amasula, welcome to the stream. Hello. From Hawaii, greetings to Hawaii, the Aloha lifestyle, and hopefully you have as much as good weather that I have in Brazil as well. Don't listen to him. Of course, it is financial advice, the best even. Okay, that's what you said. We cannot do financial advice here, but what you can do is include this into your overall research. And then as one data point, this will give a conclusive strategy for you that will potentially and hopefully do well for you if you are doing your due diligence. And with that, let's go into this. As I've mentioned before, one more thing before we go is just I want to welcome my newest rare hodlers, Andre with the mint number 11 and Ann and One Kenobi, that came into as a channel member into the Rare Hodler family just in the last live stream. So welcome to all of my Rare Hodlers, and thank you to all of my Rare Hodlers. And with that out of the way, we are going to share the screen here. And guys, I only have one monitor here, so please cut me some slack here for the quality. I have to share actually my StreamYard screen before I can show you something. So there you go. It will look like this, and we're going to jump right into it. So what we have here is a post from Xavier Torres, and he did some immense research on Immutascan to track some suspicious wallets here. And what we can read here is, could someone please explain how this wallet is minting so many low or special numbers? Wallet analysis, mint numbers actually, wallet analysis linked below, along with a full set of wallet and token links to IMX for verification. And we are going to look at the document that he has provided here. How can I get this a little bit bigger here for you? I think this should do it. So we are looking here at the username Lazarti, and we have the link here also to Immutascan that I've opened before. The first purchased in August 2022, so not the oldest OG of them all. Total minted 110, and we have no metadata on 27 of these 110 mints, but the others we have. And we have here comics minted 65, and out of these 65, 21, so 30% are low or special mint numbers. And then from the collectibles, 18 collectibles minted, 72% are low or special edition numbers minted. And he has almost all of them already sold. So this is basically what the research gave. And if we look at everything that he minted, we can see that we have here comics, and these are mostly comics that didn't sell out on the primary drop. So like the Nova comic, for example, that you could mint still hours and days before the drop. And as you can see here, he minted basically from all of these, like sorted by edition number, I think here. No, it's not even by edition number. So he minted a common 202, uncommon 222, rare 231, and so on. So this is ultra low mints, special mints, and he also minted 4 secret rares. And what we can see in this analysis as well is that this guy sold them all on the market and potentially made some tremendous gains there, or at least some gains that by far exceed the normal gains that we have. So the big question is now, how could he do it? But this is an Excel sheet, so everyone can put an Excel sheet together, which is why Xavier Torres basically gave us a link to Immutascan. And here we have, this is Immutascan. For everyone who doesn't know it, Immutascan shows all the transactions on Vivi that we have metadata for. You can even track how the development of unique owners is. Here we can see that we have an increasing amount of wallets. And then you can see here if there is a transfer made on Vivi in general, which is with this transfer button, or if a collectible is getting minted from the store. And the transfer can also be, for example, an airdrop that you get from the Vivi wallet. So here you can do the research and check back what he has researched on your own for yourself. After this live stream, you can just go to Immutascan.io and go to the Vivi tab. Now let's go into this guy's wallet, and this is the address that has been linked here. And as you can see, he has minted out some collectibles, for example, the Tarzan of the Ape that has been sitting in the store 7 days ago. And if we click here on this, we'll get this bigger for you guys. And let me just check what's in the in the chat here. Just let me quickly, we go back into Immutascan a second. Living Aloha says, thanks again for giving up your vacation time. One of my favorite channels. Remember your old gems scam video from 3/22. I remember the gem scam video. Thank you very much for the donation. Much appreciated. As I said before, I love doing these live streams for you guys, and I'm happy to do this whenever something urgent is coming up that we need to talk about. What does mean minted? I never really understood the term. So minting basically means that you are transcribing data onto the blockchain, and basically in the terms of Vivi, it means that someone is purchasing a collectible from the store, then it gets minted with the special edition number with a unique token ID. Basically, you get your certificate to this specific digital collectible that is then on a server into your wallet, and it gets its unique ID. It is basically, in the moment that you're purchasing it from the store, it is created for you in a unique way. And this is so as Living Aloha says here, but in a short form, you could say it has been purchased from the store. So let me get back here to Immutascan to really verify this. So as you can see here on Immutascan, when you have a collectible here and it has metadata, it shows a thumbnail, it shows a drop, like from an ID of the collectible, and it shows a unique token ID. And you can see here if it was a market purchase, for example, you can see from or to which wallet it has been going. And right now, these are all purchases from the store that have this little magic wand with a mint. And if you click here, you can see the unique, let's say, properties. And as we can see here, this guy minted a common with the edition number 768, right? So let's get back and check some other comics that he did. Here he got another comic, and this one is let me just get here. This one is a 771 uncommon. So another low mint comic, right? So let's get back here. So you see, I checked these two. Now let's check this next uncommon, another uncommon here. Sorry for a little bit of clumsiness here, but I'm on the notebook. This is a 434 mint number uncommon here, again of the same drop. So he's minting from the store, and he's only getting and creating low mint numbers. Now here he gets, for example, a rare. It's so bad with the touchpad. I really should have brought a mouse here, but my original intention was like, this is a 314 rare. So this guy is minting one low mint after another. If you can see, this was all on the same day. You see this here. This was all minted a week ago from the store. And it gets even better, because if you are checking, like here, he's doing the same with the Avenger Towers. I think he gets some secret rares. But what really sticks out is if we go here below, he gets a Jim Lee blue and yellow variant from the Vivi wallet. So he gets this one from Vivi, and when we are looking at it, it is not only one, it is the number 2345, a special mint number again. So if we are looking in this cheat sheet here that Xavier Torres created, we can see that these are all, like here, for example, he mints a Daredevil 86. He minted the Swamp Thing 63. He minted Uncanny X-Men 366. There's no unregular mint number. Like, you look at this is full. This is like 50 and more. Is this like 8? Like, he minted, these are all mints. He minted a X-Men Holiday Special 888 out of the store, basically. And here he even mints 805 secret rare, right? Here he mints, okay, this number is nothing too special here, but it's a secret rare, right? So overall, I think this is, if you're looking, and I really would like to compare my results. Maybe Xavier can do this for me, because I'm definitely not good enough with this stuff to extract this. To compare my results against this guy's results, and then see if it goes off the curve, because I got some low mints, yes, but like they are 2 to 3. So guys, let me know what you think about all of this so far, and we are going to look into some very specific explanations for this in a second. But let me first get to you guys. Motili, good evening. How are you? I'm super fine. Like almost 1 month in my holidays already, and just living the life and getting to you guys here with the chat. What do? I do some grilling. I lay on the beach. I have good drinks and stuff like that. Vincent Amasula says, who is this person who's getting low mint, a mod or random guy? So that is unclear to me. The only thing that I know is that it is Lazarti. Is the name of the user in Vivi, and it is kind of suspicious. So I think we can all agree, no matter if there is a whitelisting going on, which obviously I wouldn't accuse them of, because such heavy accusations need more than just one wallet of evidence. Or if there is an exploit going on where this guy basically mints numbers, like mint collectibles in a specific way, which we are going to look at in a second, because we got some answers from people that understand the algorithms a little bit better than I do, and we are going to go over them. Now, Slider says if he was buying them from the store on the ones that didn't sell out, he might have been watching Immutascan and then seeing what other people just minted and then figured out they are not random. Exactly. This could be, and if he wrote a script for that, then this could be the case, because all of the collectibles that have been minted by him were the ones that are sitting in the store. So this could be a strategy here. I think you are spot on with this one, or at least this is a very high possibility that this is the case. Now, the only one that still doesn't explain this is how he does get the 2, 3, 4, 5 from Vivi. Or is this pure coincidence, right? That is why I stopped purchasing from the store. I always get shitty mint numbers and always common, which I can buy 30% cheaper as soon as secondary market opens. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's absolutely frustrating if the same people are always minting insane mint numbers. There are also different theories about when on the drops that are selling out, that the same people always drew secret rares might have something to do with how close they are to the server or how the algorithm works location based. Nevertheless, I think it's something that we need to bring up and needs to be clarified, because I mean, even if this was the case, then it would be still pretty bad if someone can just write a script and time which mint he gets. Then it would not be a fully random mint. But how, if you are monitoring what others get as a mint and you just have to click one time the button and you can exactly know what the mint is, then it's not fully random. This is freaking me out. Yeah, me too. Private company. Well, yeah, it's he's an employee, most likely. Then this would be even worse, because then this guy would face jail time, because then it would be insider trading, because he's selling them and he's selling them at a profit, and then he would use insider knowledge to do that. I think it's someone, I follow the theory of Slider, that it's someone who figured something out, how to use Immutascan to time the market, but then again, this means that the algorithm wouldn't be fully random. I always see that Vivi username flooring items, and I have a ton of screenshot. So yeah, there you got it. So you have been also, Tito420 is also keeping an eye on this guy. So he already raised attention, and now we have an analysis here. So just to clarify the background of this, Xavier Torres was originally trying to identify specific mints for other people to know where they have gone to, so that other people could contact these users to get these mints, as far as I know, at least. So yeah, he does a lot of work in this metadata. So it would be really cool if you could give him a follow, also because he put an immense amount of work into the metadata analysis. 30% cheaper, like Robocop. Yeah, Robocop did sell out and was not. I think he didn't go below retail. He came close to retail like an hour after the drop, and then it went up again. I think it's sitting around 70 gems now. I think he's looking at data after he presses buy. Oh, so you mean like if you press buy, it's already showing on a Immutascan, even if you do not go through with the purchase? Is he an OG that Batman might be the airdrop from Vivi? It might be the airdrop from Vivi, but how do you get the 2, 3, 4, 5? Again, a special mint if it's just a random airdrop. Or is the mint oriented on the mint number that you already have by the Batman that you might have purchased way back? But he's not an OG. Actually, he's not an OG. Let me share this because this guy has done his first purchase in August 7 of 2022. So he's not an OG of those. So no, it's not this one. Matt Wood says, then he can choose to confirm. Yeah, okay, so this, what Matt says here, would mean that Immutascan already shows the drop result before purchasing, so that the minting goes actually already on when you're pressing the buy button, and not when you're purchasing the collectible on its own. So that would mean that you can trick the system in these drops by basically reading what you got and then decline. That makes more sense, Matt. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense actually. But then again, Vivi needs to do something about it, because they need to then change the system that you only mint when you have a confirmed purchase. Vincent Amasula says, we will say what they will always say if they respond. We are looking into it and will provide an update as soon as we can. Then laugh, knowing they will never provide an update. Yeah, I think that's I mean, it's somewhat fair to say, in the sense that they said many times they would look into it, but they have usually clarified stuff even way too late in the AMA. So it's not that they never clarify what people were wondering how it's going on. So also with the gem fraud, they have later told us that cybercrime was involved and so on. So they I think they want to tell what they want. And guys, we are far away here from an accusation of them scamming the people, right? This is more like there's something suspicious going on and we're covering it. Arcade Collector Europe says, and what's an airdrop? Another term I always wondered what it means. So basically, I remember the gaming scene called an airdrop when a vehicle flew over the, let's say, a battle royale map, and then a little package dropped from the sky with a parachute, and then people could get the stuff inside to use in the game, right? And then in the NFT space, it got basically the meaning that if you hold a specific NFT, you became eligible to get another one that, so to say, gets airdropped to you, like this little parachute package, just for holding a specific collectible or set or whatever. So, for example, I think holders of mutant apes and bored apes got an airdrop of ape coins for holding these NFTs, which now paints a crosshair on the back of those NFTs, because having an airdrop of a coin of potential security could also make the NFT a security. That's an unfair comment. Tech companies will need time to look into an issue to properly understand it. I think that's correct, because if you shoot something to them and they know it's wrong, they will never come out and say, "Oh yeah, you're right. Our system is rigged. It's flawed, and someone discovered it right now." But rather than this, they will fix it first, and then they will do an AMA and say, "Hey guys, thanks to you guys from the community, we discovered this and that flaw in the system, and now we fixed it." Because it will not be the way this minting is set up is not something that you can fix within a couple of seconds, right? They need to probably redesign a lot of mechanics in the back end to have people purchase and execute the purchase first to then mint. So I'm not going so far to say that they are doing this on purpose. There's no benefit for Vivi here right now in what we having what we are seeing so far. And as you can see, there are explanations that are not putting Vivi in the crosshairs. But we didn't have such airdrops in Ecomi Vivi, had we? We didn't have airdrops that would make our collectibles a security technically, in that sense that ApeCoin did, because you were only getting an NFT for having other NFTs. So in that sense, you didn't get a currency or a financial advantage like a dividend. So basically, ApeCoin would be like a stock dividend. You hold, for example, 2 bored apes, and you'd get the same amount of ape coins for each. So if they would have airdropped OMI tokens for each collectible holder, then we would have a big problem in future for Ecomi and for all the Vivi NFTs. But the fact that it's still in this walled garden makes them especially secure to investigation. In my opinion, this is nothing that is set in stone. Spike says, imagine if they rushed to investigate a problem and got it wrong. People like you would be the first to shoot them down. They take their time and you complain. They rush and you'd complain. So yeah, that's a big problem that Vivi has maneuvered themselves, or Ecomi, Vivi, the whole team has maneuvered themselves in a situation where they can almost not do something right anymore. Like the good things, because they have announced them and then pushed them back so often and so many times, they, like the Viviverse, for example, that first glimpse into the Viviverse. So even if they have held deadlines, after 2 to 3 days, the whole effect of what they did went away, because people are so focused on finding where Vivi is wrong or where Vivi doesn't hold deadlines, because they had this history of breaching deadlines. Like cash out came 1 year later than expected or than announced by them, but it came, right? And now the entire Vivi community, everyone that's holding Vivi collectibles, it's searching for where they do something wrong. It is not focused anymore on what they do right. Like people are looking, yay, Lamborghini, and then like 1 day later, people are like, yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. Like Lamborghini, we know, but it's not even on the app yet, and no one is excited anymore. Instead, people see that something completely out of the power of Ecomi and Vivi is going down. That is a payment provider of many other projects out there, and they start directly accusing Vivi of having done something wrong, because wire goes down and cash out is suddenly not available anymore. But instead, I think people should look at what has been accomplished. And yes, you can criticize them for breaching deadlines, but you cannot criticize them for saying, hey, thank you for the heads up, we're taking a look into it. I agree completely with this. What Spike says here, defending the team on this end. And also, I really want to say, yes, they are breaching deadlines many times. It's normal in software development, and also it's normal in many company spaces. I mean, if Elon Musk would have announced his rocket launch to the Vivi fam, they might have probably pulled out all the financing money already from him way before he did his first successful launch, because the SpaceX rockets, like from when he announced it to when it really happened, several times, also with the Crew Dragon capsule, it got pushed back so many times that it was, I think, 3 years later that he got a successful launch. So I think, good evening, Roman here. So I think we should be patient in that sense. But on the other hand, we know, or if we analyze what's going on in the overall space, we know where this is coming from. This is a reaction of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the Vivi fam, because these questions, these when questions, were almost non-existent in the absolute bull run when everyone's values were up. But when people see their portfolios decimated, they are searching for points, for verification that it's not that bad. And what they do is they lash out to see if the repercussion will withhold that lash, right? So they it's like, when people get afraid and they get angry, like a big part of the Vivi fam is right now behaving quite like this. But this doesn't mean that we shouldn't look at suspicious things that are going on, which is why I am putting this content out here. But I myself, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all about my Vivi collectibles investment, or worried about my crypto investments. I'm completely fine with this, and I lay out day after day why this is. Thank you, Ecomi Skywalker, for the $3 donation. Thank you so much for the support, your constant support. Later, I will be able to see your super sticker, because I don't know why StreamYard doesn't display them. But thank you so much for the super sticker here. and for the overwhelming support. As users, we never see the interactions with all the IP brands and the team, or different government policies and rules. We are spoiled. Absolutely, we are. We are spoiled because we do not see, and this is also a term of communication. Like there's a middle ground between communicating with your community, holding secrets, and then also having the competitive advantage, because obviously if we would know everything that is going on, also the competition of Vivi would know everything that is going on, and you cannot want that. So then we have one more. Let me get into this one here real quick. Hodler, I work in tech. If a company misses deadlines continually, it suggests that they didn't plan or execute correctly. Usually this comes down to immaturity in the team. There's one more thing that also influences this, and it depends on how new a technology is and how fluent the demand of your customers is. So I'm not a developer, but I also work in the tech sector, and I see how many times a deadline gets overthrown because the same customer that after a while complains that the deadline doesn't hold anymore is the same one that caused or put in an extra demand that can be solved at the same time, that causes the deadline to be advanced further. So it's also with us, for example. Look at Vivi. Look, they have a plan and they have an execution of the roadmap. But there are things like the gem fraud or, for example, shifts in legislation. They are maneuvering in a space that constantly shifts, like where Gary Gensler runs around like an angry child, hammering down every NFT project that has high publicity, like NFT wallets from the Kardashians, like Bored Apes coming after ApeCoin and so on. So you always need to readjust your timelines based on the outer influences that are going on. Also, how will you schedule your drops in a bear market versus a bull market? There are companies that don't have these specific how would I say, challenges in front of them, or not an as rapid shifting environment. But yes, I agree. If they breach their deadlines all the time, that's not a good look. Meaning they didn't fully understand the work involved. I'm an investor, and this worried me about Vivi. Actually, if I look at the competition of Vivi, I think they did pretty well with the planning ahead, because we looked at this last live stream when we looked at the development of interest and Google Trends of NFTs. When they started to work with NFTs and planned out the launch of Vivi and so on, I think they planned pretty well. Now, the only thing is that they didn't plan in all facets of the overall business, because they have a very lean team, and it seems that in some areas specialists are not there. They're just not there. And yes, there's something that you can criticize and something that should worry you as an investor, but also there are positive things that outweigh, in my opinion, outweigh these shortcomings in planning. We're spoiled and entitled. Spike, the biggest tech companies in the world have delays. Luke says hi. Hey, Luke, what's going on? Great to see you here. Luke is absolutely crazy on the way to support each and every live stream and video. Thank you so much for the support here. They sure do, but there's late and there's Ecomi late. Well, I agree to some extent. However, I prefer still that we need to see, despite the gem hack, there is no loss at all in user assets. So I think we are still very good in the sense that there are no major bridge hacks where someone just steals a massive amount of assets or destroys or whatever. We didn't have anything of that, right? So I think in that sense, we are great. We have the biggest brands in the space on the project, or on the company, on the app. And in terms of where they have been 2 years ago and where they are now, I think there's a massive development. But yes, sure, there are always things that can be improved. I 100% agree. And guys, We are 50 people here. Do me the favor, smash up the like button if you enjoy this discussion, conversation. You guys are on fire today. Please make some noise for the algorithm. Subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet. And we are going to go into more of these comments also from Hello K and Dr. Profit in a second, but I really want to let this discussion roll a little bit longer before we go into these. Not Cybertruck late, okay. Hodler, what do you do in tech? I'm a senior product designer in the UK. I'm actually the sales guy that has to sell this stuff in the end. So I'm the guy that is directly on the forefront and has to tell the customer that actually the promised thing is delayed because of these and that reasons. So maybe I'm biased here in the sense that I have to explain the delay to the outside world, and internally I get the communication of delays. So I think there is good reasons for some delays, and there is mismanagement and misplanning for some other delays. And I think at Vivi we have a combination of both of them. Vitimon is here. Hey, Vitimon, my man. Good to see you. PhD, maybe you can do a video from Bolognese and talk with the stuff there at Lamborghini. You doing knee-level video at the factory would be fire, man. If the IP isn't worried, I'm not worried. Yeah, I 100% agree with you with the last statement that the IP isn't worried at all. We see this with Disney continuing to drop key releases, key IP like the Mickey signature, Mickey Mouse sets and so on. So IP not worried, we are not worried. However, obviously the objective of the IP could be another one than our personal early investor objectives, right? So that's why we need to look at worrying factors and see what's actually behind it. Yo, Vivi Zombie, what's going on? And by the way, back to your suggestion with the Lamborghini, I wish this would be a possibility. Maybe when I'm in Italy, we can figure this out. Then we probably by then we have the Lamborghini drop already on the Vivi app, and then we will put the Lamborghini somewhere on the side of the factory. I don't even know where they are sitting. Is it Bologna? I don't know. There is so much liquidity in Vivi for a bear market. I agree. There's a lot of things going on in Vivi, and someone said this, I think, was it? Yes, in last live stream a couple of days ago, that we can be happy that we are not on OpenSea right now with interoperability, because we want to be there when the scam washout is over. And as far as we can see right now, the scam washout is in full development, full unfolding. We see that there are Logan Paul NFTs that are getting ripped apart right now. So I think it's very good to have a space with big brands that is just growing outside of the swamp, right? And then yeah, we hopefully get the interoperability at some point when we really need them. Sorry about the camera defocusing, but I think this is nothing that I can change right now. So you are the guy that promises the world to the client, and I have to design it. #Nemesis. Yeah. So I think this is where two worlds in a company fall apart. The guy that needs to sell outside and the guy that needs to develop inside, and the guy promises the world outside. This is the perception of the developer. The sales guy promises to the outside world, and then development is like, this guy is crazy. Why did he do this? Now we have to. And then on the other hand, there's the other side, that mismanagement or whatever misplanning leads to delays, and then you have to send the guy that represents everything outside and say, hey, look, you have to tell the customer that it takes longer because it takes longer, right? So you then need to find explanations why. And on the other hand, the developer always depends on the sales side, because if the sales side is not selling anymore, you are there with your product in your garage, and yeah, then you don't make money, and if you don't make money, usually the company goes broke. But you are right. I mean, these two worlds are existing in the job. I'm kidding, by the way. we have good relationships with our rev ops teams. That's good to hear, because in the end, that's what matters. And I believe this is a good point. What we two said here right now, Spike and me, is like, this might be one of the biggest challenges for a team like Vivi, that David and Dan and so on, they are communicating stuff to the outside world, and then they are going with the sledgehammer inside of the company and make it possible. Smack them a little bit on the head, and that's then how a collectible looks like Electra. If you force them too much, it's like the very alpha, the beta of the alpha version is coming out, and yeah. Russ Gould, what's up, my man? Good to see you again. Also, Russ is on each and every live stream here. Should I take out a cash credit card, max it out to 20K, invest it in Chainlink, wait a year, pay the min monthly repayment, then in 2 years' time, pay off the mortgage and card, not financial advice? Yeah, not financial advice. Bad idea. Very bad idea, in my opinion. I mean, you do what you need to do, but in my opinion, very bad idea, because if things go sideways, I mean, you always need to see, more likely than not, Chainlink is going up from here. But what do you do if the bear market goes into like financial oblivion and extends for 3 or 4 years more? What do you do then? That's like that's like really, really bad. This is like, okay, I'm kidding too. Thank you. Because guys, please don't do this to me. Because then in a year, you come back and say, you made an altcoin video about Chainlink will be a good investment. My credit cards are maxed out now. People tend to not like sales because they push, but that's exactly what we pay them to do. It's about understanding each other and getting along. I think so too. And also, like, development shows the limitations of what is capable. And in a good exchange with salespeople is like, you understanding that as a sales guy, you will be equipped to bring this to the outside world, and on the other hand, you bring all the necessities and what a customer needs to the inside world. So that's a pretty good relationship if those people understand each other. I agree 100% with you. Wax Vision also likes the idea of Russ there. Mega high risk. I know my misuse will leave me. My miss US. Oh, your miss US, is that what you meant? Or misuse? There is a slight difference, confusion risk, miss US and misuse. You only live once, Russ. No, hey guys, don't push him. He's already on the edge there. Don't push him. Don't do it. Don't do it. You might regret it. You do your own decisions. The fishing for Hail Mary is here. Russ, you could replace her once you cash out. Yeah, it's wife-changing money. It's called wife-changing money. The Wax Vision is here. Clapping hands. He means Mrs. Okay. Yeah, Mrs. US, right? Or what? My Miss US wife will leave me, but that may be a good. Oh my God. Okay. Hey, don't let her watch my live streams. If you are communicating this stuff, might be ending bad for you. If we don't see Russ on the next live stream anymore, then yeah, we have a problem. Yeah, you guys like go with the money that you can afford to use. It still will be enough to make wife-changing money. 100% believe in that. So anyways, let's get into, we have talked about this whole thing about with a little mint exploit there, or potential mint exploit of this guy. And let's just look at some of the comments here from Dr. Profit, from Hello K, because I think it goes in a similar direction. Oops, that is the Livecoin Watch. So there we go. So this is the comment by Xavier. Once again, guys, give this guy a follow. He is known as as someone who is putting out controversial content all the time. Some describe him as a fudder. I think it's just that he puts out stuff that we should really take a look at, and then we can still come to the conclusion that it's maybe not what we initially thought it was, and so on. But guys, please give this guy a follow, give this a like. These tweets, I think that's more than deserved. So yeah, here we have it. Every time Xavier tweets, Vivi be like afraid like a frog. And he says also, I hate posting stuff. I actually went to the Vivi team privately last month and showed them some even more shocking data, but they are intent and on continuing down this path. So apparently he has been talking, or at least he says he's been talking to the Vivi team. I believe him. No way that's all luck we see here, but let's get to a comment that I really liked. So here's one from Dino. He's also a YouTuber. Looks like that's not the one that I liked, but I want to read this one as well. Looks like a wallet that is essentially whitelisted for better odds. Let me get this a little bit bigger for you guys here. And then there are a lot of user comments already. I hope I can still find the one. Here's the one from Dr. Profit. Only 4 secret rare, so this part of the randomizer works well. Can someone point me to a real valuable comic or collectible? Looking at the spreadsheet, I don't see much profits generated. So the reason why there is no real valuable comic, as he mentions here, is because this is all done on top of comics that and collectibles that are being minted from the secondary market after the drop has been already up for hours. So obviously the real valuable collectibles are sold out by this time. And then Dr. Profit says here also, Xavier, I assume you rated all wallets. So out of 1 million wallets, how many suspicious low mint wallets did you find? Did you find one where real value was extracted? This one does not look like any valuable comics or collectibles were minted. So he repeats this argument basically, and also says that Xavier should have done a wallet analysis on all. This is impossible for one person to do, and it's also not his job. He put out one wallet, and I think, yeah, we should look at other wallets if this thing repeats. But I think it's safe to say that the behavior of this specific wallet is strange, right? So I disagree with the position here to demand that all wallets need to be analyzed before posting something like that. And then he says here value matters because this user only got drops which were not sold out immediately. Then he started to count the remaining mints only if the available mints are at the end, maybe last 20, 50 mints, were skewed towards low mints. He bought some. FUD debunked. I think this would explain if you get a lot of low mints, but not all of them, but he only gets low mints. So I think there's more to it than only estimating how many are left over and counting all the mints. And then also here what Hopskip says, getting mints similar to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6 etc. isn't something you can do by probability. There is a flaw in the system that needs to be addressed and fixed as soon as possible. It puts the integrity of the platform in question. And third, if it's the Vivi team member, it could get ugly. That's what we said in the beginning of the stream. We hope that this is not someone inside Vivi, but I highly doubt that. I think it's someone that really uses a script or so to estimate when he will get a specific mint number. And then Hello K chimes in here and says, my guess is Vivi is using some out of the box random function. The guy tracks IMX and the sequence of numbers and feeds it into a decrypting algorithm to predict which is next. He then waits for his position to pop up in mint order and hits the number he predicted. And this would mean, I give this explanation a like because I like this a lot. This means what Hello K says here, that the algorithm of distribution of collectibles is not fully random, but predictable, which also means that, yes, the system might be flawed at this point and that Vivi needs to do something about it. And then he also asks here, Omi the Clown, what do you reckon? We know these random functions are truly random and can be decrypted with enough data points. So he is basically asking if it's possible. But it would only work on collectibles that don't instantly sell out, which is what the account is showing too. So yeah, so basically he says here that this basically it seems that the randomness of the distribution is going away the moment that the drop doesn't sell in an instant. So that basically there is an order to predict, but only works if there are collectibles left. So he's actually he corrects him and says here, we know these random functions are not truly random. So he knows this already, and hello K, for everyone who doesn't know, it has contacts to the Vivi team. So he says here they aren't truly random here. So let's give this also a like. And yeah, so I think this could be the most possible explanation here. Let me know what you guys think here from all of this. Yeah, so these are the explanations that some of you guys gave here also. Somebody on Spaces suggesting could be a white hat hacker winning bounties for finding flaws. Could be, but he sold them. He didn't only mint them, he sold them on the market. We see that all 106 of 110 minted collectibles were sold on secondary market. So if you are using these, I mean, I like the idea. I hope that this is the idea, but it not necessarily this is the case. So anyways, we have looked so far on the user wallet. Just to wrap this up here for this topic, we have looked at what Xavier Torres has brought up here. We have looked at the user wallet of this guy Lazarte. If you want to check it all out for yourself, go to Xavier Torres' tweet. You can click on the Immutascan link. It will bring you right to Immutascan, where you also can find, and this is something that still isn't clear to me, how he gets to 2, 3, 4, 5 directly from Vivi without minting on the drop, without being a OG user that might have gotten this on the airdrop. So this is still a riddle. And yeah, I think with this we have spent 50 minutes on this topic. Guys, what do you think? What else do we need to discuss and solve today? Let me know in the live chat what else do we need to discuss here. Let's do some more discussion if you want. Otherwise, I will head out to drink coffee. Let me check here if I have seen one more interesting thing. I think I will just while you are okay, it says here Wax Vision says still sus. Fam needs clarity on this. Yeah, I think the only one who can give clarity on this right now is Vivi themselves, because we can speculate all day, but will we really come to a conclusion? I don't know. I want to give one thing here quickly while you guys are maybe thinking of another thing that we need to solve or need to discuss, and that is that Ecomi, just to give this one more heads up, guys, if you are merging your accounts and you don't want to lose your OMI tokens that might be in one of these non-KYC'd accounts, then you need to carefully read this Medium article posted by Ecomi. So it's a merging Vivi account OMI token, because if you have your main KYC account, you merge the other accounts into that KYC account, and you have OMI tokens on the secondary accounts, you will lose these tokens. That's what they said here in this article. So I recommend before you proceed with the account merge that you do this. But other than that, yeah, I do not have so much to discuss here. What's your favorite collectible? My favorite collectible is Golden Iron Man from the first series of the Disney drops. I think it's super good looking. It's first Iron Man on the blockchain and so on. So I think it's also highly undervalued. I think you can get it right now for $100 or so. But yeah, I think that would be probably my favorite. And on the comics side, my favorite is Journey into Mystery 83 and 85. So the Loki first appearance, the Thor first appearance. I have the secret rare of the Loki first appearance. Some news about the Viviverse, not that I can recall. I think the last news about the Viviverse were the presentation of the Viviverse. I think the Viviverse is scheduled to have first iterations in the end of Q1. They are in beta testing right now, I think, or alpha testing with the Voltaholics. So I think there is a lot of testing going on. I think that's the last news that I got from the Viviverse, that they would be testing with the Voltaholics. And what's the collectible you're most bullish about? Most bullish in terms of percentage return in money or usability. So in terms of return, I think the most bullish that I'm about are the secret rares, especially the ones that are only 250 editions, because they are officially Marvel covers that are brought out by Marvel. And if they are usable like in the Viviverse as well, I think the scarcity hitting on a real collector scene might be extremely valuable. Like, for example, take the Thor secret rare covers, Thor first appearance, Journey into Mystery 83, only 250 editions. That means that by far there's not even enough editions for each billionaire on the face of the earth. By far, there are way more than 250 billionaires on the face of the earth in dollars, measured in dollars. So I think that I'm most bullish on these, like 250 editions and super IP. How will this affect the price of OMI? I think the most price effect on OMI is the macro condition, because you see like there's an altcoin rally right now and OMI has pumped 8%. But if you're looking at the OMI chart, there's still not much. If you zoom out, like you cannot even see this pump. I think the other one outside the macro conditions is if they announce something that either favors OMI utility or pushes back OMI utility. So for example, if they come out end of January and say, hey guys, OMI utility program pushed back because they need to work on whatever, like the latest, this minting flaw or whatever. So maybe that could influence most on the price. I think the Viviverse will influence the price once people can use OMI in the Viviverse. So it comes all down to utility and to macro factors, in my opinion. Omi the Clown is here. Welcome to the stream, Omi the Clown. How is it going? How patient is a patient hodler? Is a patient hodler is patient? Well, patient enough. Patient enough to read the whole sentence. Hey man, I'm super patient. My position is clear. I don't care if cash out is disabled for the next 4 to 6 months. I don't care if OMI utility program gets pushed back a little bit and I have more time to buy OMI tokens. I'm super patient with my feet up on the table, waiting for Vivi team to make their move. But on the other hand, obviously, I'm having my finger closely on the pulse of the market and looking at what we have going on in the community on a daily basis. Hey, Genuine, what's going on? A little late, sorry. Yeah, I was a little bit early. So sorry for that, but we will have to find a fixed time for these streams. But this is an outlier stream anyways, because I didn't even plan to do this one. My plan was to do the one next Wednesday or next Thursday. But as things are moving right now super quickly and things are happening all the time, I think it's always good to have a little live stream here from now and then. Fill your bags, people, next 2 to 3 years, boom. So yeah, I think there will be, in my opinion, this year 2023 will be the entire year to fill the bags. Potentially a little bit increasing prices maybe to the end of the year. But then again, I'm not here to give a crystal ball prediction. Not the purpose of the stream or the channel. I do not do price predictions. I do not do like price predictions of collectibles. There are other people that do this stuff. But yeah, I agree. The next boom is definitely coming. I don't think that this was it. Does the PhD think we go deeper? That depends. That depends highly on the next, let's say, what do we have up next? Like the next CPI numbers. That depends on whether, what's the name? Digital Currency Inc. No, what's a digital currency group? Like the group that holds Grayscale and Genesis. If they go bankrupt, I think we go lower. I think, but other than that, we see that there is more pain coming right now, and yet we didn't go lower. So yeah, I think it depends. For me, it's like 50-50. I know it sucks to have these answers, but on the other hand, what can we do about it? Like either this happens or it doesn't happen. If it doesn't happen, we are at max pain right now. If it happens, we could see a waterfall crash to 10K Bitcoin or even lower. I mean, if Grayscale goes out of business, if Genesis collapses, if the entire shebang of, I think they hold a crypto exchange, they hold a crypto mining supplier, they hold, I don't know what companies. If they go all in the rubbish, then we have a big problem. Dragon Girl, my favorite collectible. The answer was cool. Thank you, man. Yeah, I hope you are satisfied with these answers, because there is. I always feel sorry for that, because I understand that people want to see a concrete as like Omi is going to that price point. But then again, if whales want it, then we go there, and if they don't, then we don't. Vivi drops selling out, and Omi is at triple zeros. What more could a homie ask for, right? So I think the performance is mind-blowing of Vivi in the bear market. And yeah, drops are selling out. I mean, there were 2,000 Robocops at a price point of $60 that sold in a second in a bear market. So much that I couldn't get one on the drop. So I think even if they would have brought out a little bit more than 2,000, they would still have sold out. I think they are finding now their bear market numbers of scarcity for the drops, which is a 10K comic roundabout, and sometimes even a little bit less, and which is 2,000 edition collectibles. And the big thing is that these collectibles will be extremely scarce during next bull run, because then when 100, 500,000, a million users are bashing in their heads to get these collectibles, then 2,000 is extremely scarce. And 250 secret rares is even more scarce. Guys, you have, maybe some of you who are watching this have not seen the last bull run on Vivi. The MC1 comic has been sitting before that bull run at 3 to 4 gems, ranging under drop price. MC1 did not sell out in the first second. Yes, it was 60,000 editions, but it did not sell out in the people loaded up, I think, on this drop 10 to 12 comics before it was sold out. Even if you let the whole green truck come through, you could still purchase another one after that until it was sold out. And then the comics I was only buying comics in the beginning. I didn't care for the other collectibles. So the comics started to explode then afterwards. And for example, the secret rare of the second drop, or the Journey into Mystery 85 that I got on a drop, went to $8,000 on the peak. I think it was 8,000. And it was sitting right after the drop. It was sitting at around 400 to 500, then 800 and 1K. And then over the bull run, it exploded to 8,000. So I'm still holding it because my first objective was always to hold for several years and see where it's going. Maybe this was a mistake. Maybe I should have taken profits. But then again, I wanted to sell this comic at 2,000. And then I logged in to sell it, and it was on 4,000, and I didn't sell it. And it went to 8,000, and always got this confirmation bias. And then I didn't, and ended up not selling it then, and really deciding to keep everything for the long run. But in the beginning, I thought of should you sell and buy back later, right? Should you sell at 4,000 and buy back later? But then I thought, what if it goes to 50,000? I would lose the chance. And so I ended up not selling, and the plan was anyways to keep it longer. Yeah. Need crypto payment in and out. Yep, we need it, and it will come. It will come again. I'm a big AF15 fanboy. Hope I'll be able to stack 10 commons before the market pumps. Have only 2 so far. I have only the rare because I got it on the drop. But I was also planning on purchasing it. On the other hand, I think there could be other deals that are way better than AF15 right now. And maybe there's another low in the market. We cannot be sure. Maybe the bottom is already in on Vivi. But yeah, as Dali says, bought 19 MC1 on drop. Do you still have them? Do you still hold those 19 MC1s? I have 3 MC1s and 1 uncommon, 1 rare, and I think that's it of the MC1. But I purchased, I got the uncommon at and 1 common on the drop. I only purchased 2 because this was my first drop ever, and I didn't even know that you could X out of the screen. Just 1 at the moment. Sold near the top, great deal, because I think it hit 200 or 300 or even more US dollars per common, right? And now it's sitting at 50, something like that. But yeah, great deal, Dali or Dali. Yeah, 500. So yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I have sold only some of the, what is that, Avengers 47 or so commons, closer to the top, like 40 gems or so each. MC1 common hit 900. What? But that must have been like a one-time peak, or was that like lower mint going for 900, or was that 900 floor? I didn't see 900 floor, but 500 that I might have seen. Patience is the key to success. 100% agree with you. That's what we are looking at on this channel. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I think we have to closely monitor the issue with the minting potential exploit. I think that's something that we really need to take care on. On your way out, guys, please smash up the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Please do me that favor. Thank you to all my Rare Hodlers, Patreons, channel members, everyone who is subscribed. Thank you so much for the support. I'm going out to drink a coffee right now. And yeah, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and see you in the next video or live stream.